Hey guys, Andrew the Realtor with the February market update. Let's get right into it because this is really important for you guys to see. For those that watch this on a regular basis, a thank you for your time, and believe me, I make it worthwhile. Let's have a look. Let's go right into the numbers for last month. So the major differences, whoopsie, is that we are looking at the home sold over 50% higher January of 21 versus January 2020. Huge difference. I've been told by many people, colleagues who've been in the business for decades. I've been in the unit for years, not nearly as long as them. They're saying this is unprecedented. And that's a word that's come up many times already. Average price way up, over 15%. And you can see how the new listings are higher, active listings lower. Why? Because the demand is so strong that we just can't keep up. And so we're just turning over homes and properties at a very fast clip. Days of market across the board, quite a bit lower. And everything is up, including detached over 30%. Not sustainable. That's got to change at some point in time, but unbelievably huge difference in price. And noticeably, the condo market continues to be soft. Investors, take note, please. Some of my folks right now, I'm telling them, look, if you got some investment properties, you can unload and buy the condo aspect, wait for things to pick up. When the borders open, immigration starts up again, COVID subsides, and people start coming right back into the GTA, and those condos are going to start moving probably sometime towards the end of the year, maybe next year. So keep that in mind. Condo market, call me. Now, attention sellers. Here's the first point I wanted to make. Right now, as I mentioned, it's crazy. Honestly, it's the only way I can come up with it. I'm being respectful when I say that. Now, the next step will be about 10 to 11,000 active listings, which should happen about 3-4 weeks. Sometime beginning into middle of March, it's going to be downgrade to a super seller's market, which doesn't sound great for buyers, but nonetheless, it'll be a little bit easier. At that point, we're waiting, I'm guessing probably May, June, something like that, at which point 14 to 15,000 active listings. It was going to lead us into a regular seller's market. So not a buyer's market. That's not happening anytime soon. However, that's going to make things a little bit easier. Still in leaning towards the seller, sellers will have the advantage. So that is actually the way the year is going to go. It's going to be a seller's market for the rest of this year, probably well into next year. That's my prediction, and I've been pretty correct, as I'll show you in just a bit. So buyers, I want you guys to keep this in perspective. This is some great information a business coach of mine gave to us, and I wanted to copy it almost word for word for what they said. Just as perspective, because it's not nearly as bad as you think it is, although it's very bad in terms of actually gaining a property. Should you actually catch one, here's the thing. 2 years ago, we used an example of an $800,000 home. Now, this year, $950,000, because you're paying a premium on top of the usual appreciation. Stay with me. 100 down, 100 down. That's fine. The mortgage is 700,000, the other one's 850. Simple math. I know I'm leaving some things out. Let's just keep it simple. Mortgage rate, here's where it starts. 2 years ago, 3.9, give or take. This year, 1.6. Herein lies the difference. Payments, $3,600 per month 2 years ago. Per month this year, $3,400. Already difference there. Maybe it's a 30-year stretch. That's fine. The point is the amount of money. Annual amount of mortgage paid, $44,000. This year would be about $41,000 because of the lower mortgage payments. Here is the kicker. Amount of principal paid 2 years ago at that mortgage interest rate would be around 40% of the overall mortgage paid, about $17,000. Amount of principal paid this year at 1.6%, 70% of the amount of 41,000 leading to 28,000. 17 versus 28,000 paid down in principal. That's a huge difference. Now, stretch it over 5 years with some adjustment. 2 years ago, if you got it then, within 5 years, you'd be paying off about $92,000. Get it this year. Now, over 5 years, $145,000 of principal paid down. Is it as good as a scenario? Absolutely not. But here's the perspective. You're still doing well, especially with the low interest rates. You lock it down for 5 years or so, have a huge amount of principal paid off. And you're still dealing with depreciation, and you're still able to purchase a home. So buyers, keep that in perspective. If any of this is confusing or you have any questions, guys, please reach out. I want to be of some service because right now, just recently wrote something for the upsizing, downsizing folks. A couple of pages of very good information, kind of walking you through A to Z, the whole process, and something a colleague of mine put together in a little booklet. If you guys want that, contact me. Now, my 3 takeaways for 2021. This is from last month, so I just want to see how things aged in a month, considering how crazy things are. Mortgage interest rates will likely come up a tad, but stay lower over the next year. Pretty much exactly, I was correct. In fact, if anything, I think they're probably going to go down a little bit. So pretty close to that. Number 2, I mentioned that the spring markets start early. It did. And the beginning of February, it was already rocking. And overall, 2021 is going to be similar. Yeah, actually busier. Prices of all types of prices continue to go up. Absolutely. Condo market lagging behind. Exactly. Dead on. And that aged well, as I mentioned it here. Here's the point. I appreciate you guys looking at this information. If you have questions, contact me. And again, feel free to look this over.